everybody and welcome on today's video. Today I'm going to have a look on this edible fig, the Ficus Carica, and I'd like to grow this as a huge banyan style tree. So let's come a little closer, see what we have and what we can do. So all these trees come from one mother plant that I have, and I planted them last year. As you might see, I'm trying to air layer this. I think that this works quite well because, well, they form roots quite easily. This is a cutting, this too, but I'm not sure that this one is doing so well, but oh yeah, it's green, so that's good. So they'll probably all have rooted now, but I really want this to be a big banyan tree because, well, these leaves on these ficuses are quite big. I also like the idea of having aerial roots. Now the problem for having aerial roots is that you need a lot of heat and a lot of moisture. Now the problem here in Belgium is when there's a lot of moisture in the air, well, you don't have a lot of heat, and when there's a lot of heat, well, most of the time it's dry as the desert, so that's not gonna work. So what I thought is that I could use some of these little cuttings and make them look like aerial roots by putting them just under a branch like this. So first of all, I'm going to have a look if I have another few trees that I can add, because these ficuses, they make lots of suckers, and I'll probably can get a few more. Then I'll get this out of the pot, rearrange that, and see what we can do. So let's have a look in the garden. So this is the mother plant, and as you see, well, this is probably rooted, and then there's one in the back, another in the back, two small ones here, and then over there under that stone, I'm not sure that it's on camera, I'm going to look somewhere here under that stone, I air layered one. So I'm going to get these all out of the ground and then clean up a little bit the roots, and then we will be back for the new planting. So yeah, let's do that. So the suckers are now out of the ground, and well, the roots and the air layer also, and well, it's not really great, these roots, but I have some, and I'm quite confident that this will be okay because most of these things will work just with cuttings. So if there's any root, it's gonna be all right. So what I need to do now is get this out of the pot and see what I have, and rearrange everything. So this has to, well, I'm really curious about this air layer. So well, let's do this. So if I remember well, I planted all these things quite straight on the bottom of this pot, and yeah, okay, so that came out fairly easy. We have a consistent root mat here, so it's going to be a question of getting this all out. I think that I even am going to try to first do something about this air layer and get this one loose. Yeah, well, it definitely has some roots. It's very wet. It's been very wet last weeks. This is the first day of sun we had here in, I don't know, I think 2 or 3 weeks. It's So tired of this winter. Now, okay, we are going to have a few days of sun. But then it will freeze again at night, so... Okay, so that's the air layer. Has some roots, so that's very nice. I'm gonna put him in the bucket here and work my way around all the rests. Going to bare root that because I want to see what's going on. This was a cutting, so I'm really curious about how this one did. So let's get this loose. The soil is still okay, but it's very wet, so I don't think that I will be able to use this. But I will reuse it, keep it out to dry, and then get it through the sieves. So I'm just going to remove this and I'll turn the camera off then. Okay, so cuttings, well, they work nice. Okay, in the bucket it goes. I'm going to turn off the camera now and then bare root this whole tree. And rearrange everything that I have. So all the trees are now bare rooted, and well, I think I'm going to get rid of some of these very long roots. But you see, we have some roots here quite high, and because of the reasons that I explained, that I don't think that it's going to be easy to make good aerial roots here in the conditions where I have to do this. I just think that I'm going to plant this thing as deep as possible in the pot. Let future roots grow off from all the sides of the tree. And then just expose them gradually, and then I will have a nice root flare here. So this tree, well, these are two trees, but they're already so much untangled that I'm not going to untangle them. So I'm going to keep that as it is. I had this one coming out, so here a big root. I will just trim everything back to balance this, and this is the small air layer, so that's good. And then we have the new ones, so let's work with what we have here. So pot, drainage screens, let's do this. Just going to use this soil, it's reused soil, and I'm going to apply a thin layer so that the cuttings have something to grow in, but not a whole lot. And this way they'll hit the bottom of the pot real quick. And I'm going to plant the main tree right in the middle. Well, something like right in the middle. So that's good. And now I want to add the other trees in a way that they will augment this fusion. So I tried to fuse these together here at the top, which was not really successful. So let's get this loose. They will fuse eventually. I can see that they heal quite well. So maybe I'll do something like that here. Going to move the camera a little back. So it's not that I have a good plan here, but I'll try to do something that looks nice by just arranging these trees. I don't know, that's not maybe the one I'm looking for. I'd like to have these two very close together in order to make them fuse, but I'm wondering, it would be maybe a little more interesting if I just get rid of that part here. So I'll remove this, and I could use this as a cutting. So I'll clean this up a little. Okay, so this will obviously make these two fuse a whole lot better, and then I maybe can use this one here in the back, which I will do. Okay, I'm going to try to fix this. Okay, so I have two pieces of wire here that will help me keeping a few things a little more together. Like so. And this one maybe here. Yeah. Okay, I have a few more now that I can use. So just adding a few trees. The idea, of course, is that they will grow and then fuse together. A little one in the front here. So I should rewire this every time. A little one here. I think that could work. And now I have the... Now I'm going to keep the small ones for afterwards. Maybe just get this out of the pot and try it this way. It's gonna be a whole lot easier. So, start with the bigger ones. I think that's a better idea. And again, I'm going to try to get them as deep as I can. And I don't mind if there's some opening here. Oh. Yeah. Kinda like that. Now this is a good depth, so now I need something more at the sides to make it look a little wider. And this one might just do the trick. And I have a few more. Not a whole lot, but Would be great if this one came here. That's starting to look like something. Yeah. Could use some small thing here right in the front. This one could be a nice back branch. And then I have this one that could come here. And a very little one here. I've lost one. I've lost one that I wanted to use somewhere else. Where did I put that one? Okay, I don't see it. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. So I'm going to put this one here. Doesn't seem very healthy. No, this one is not doing well. So I'm going to replace it by this one. Yeah. Okay. This one I'll keep in the bucket for the moment. I'm just going to put a wire around here. And then see if this looks okay. So, well, one thing that is sure is that this is already a whole lot thicker. We have a whole lot of stuff here. This can be rearranged a little better here, I think. Yep. But then I want to position these roots a little better too. Okay, so that's okay. The great thing is that I really think that all these gigantic figs that you see in countries like India, Bangladesh, all these magnificent trees, most of the time they are fusion trees. Okay, so I'm going to plant that. And well, I'm not completely happy with the top part here, but that doesn't matter at the moment, because what matters is that it's growing well, and once that it's growing, it's staying in position in the pot, and then I can work on the surface stuff. So I'm going to push all the roots down, trying to untangle them as well as I can. And then I'm going to try one more little thing. Here. So I'll work this in, and then we'll come to this side. So this tree is almost, well, it's quite secured in the pot, not moving. And like I said, these roots, aerial roots, is a little bit of a problem here. So what I was thinking is, can I pretend to have aerial roots? So if I can get this to fuse with this could look like a aerial root, and that would be very cool. So I'm going to plant this one here. if I can find my scoop. I cannot. Oh, I see it, yeah. So I'm going to plant this. And the idea is now that I will force this to grow onto this. Now the thing is, it might pull this out of the soil, so it's maybe not a good idea to do this right now. Maybe I should wait for a couple of weeks to do that. But I'm not sure. Should I try? Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, well, I'm gonna try anyway. And if it comes out, well, I'll put it back in. Okay, so just adding a piece of wire, it's going to come out. I can feel it. Yeah, not so much, not completely. Well, maybe I just have to cover it up with a little more substrate. And then could work just fine. Okay, and maybe I can, by using here little hook here, relieve some of the tension from this branch. And that seems a little better. Okay, so I'm going to fill this up completely now, and then I'll clean up and we'll be back for the final shot. So this is the final product, and well, the only thing that I'm going to do now is just add this little cutting here, and well, I'll see what I can do about that. Well, I can do nothing. Everything is done. So if it grows, it grows. What I will do in the summer is get some more cuttings when they have leaves, because I think that's quite important. And then probably next year I get this thing completely out of the pot again, and then I will make it bigger and bigger and bigger. And hopefully this is going to work. So I really like it. I think it's a cool little project. Now we have to see how it grows. So that's all we can do. So if you want to see how this evolves, well, you can of course subscribe to the channel. So in the meantime, thank you for watching, and see you next time.